Ace, come to the front, please, because you will not be here long. Time to pack your bags and be ready to go, because first of all, you want to be petty and send Jeremiah home? Are you serious? And then second, you know you're going to act a fool when it's time for Casa. So trust me, America will have its time to send you home. Hey y'all, I'm Reality Reactions. So much has happened in this episode. I'm so excited to get into it. I wanted to just send a reminder. Please let's subscribe, comment, let me know what you feel about this episode, what you feel about my commentary. So please feel free to engage with my community. All right, so let's get started. So we have Huda is talking to Chelly and Sierra about the challenge. Chelly is saying that don't take anything personally because it's all, just a challenge. They're just giving their true answer and just, it is what it is. Huda is saying she knows that it's just a challenge, but she was getting milked so much that she started to take things personally and started affecting her because she really cares about them and cares about their opinions of her. She says Alondria, Sierra, and Chelly are her closest friends in here. And the reason why she's, acting out like this is because she's terrified of making friends. She's terrified of getting hurt, which I can believe. I don't know if it's fully genuine and she's just weaponizing another part of her experience that she had in her life, but I'm hoping it's genuine and I hope she does change because she does want to rewrite her story, which is great news to hear. Sierra also says that she just wants better for Huda. She doesn't want her to be in the same headspace. It's always sad hearing when people only have like one or two good friends. Like, I know that you want to keep your circle small, but you gotta have at least, to me, it's always good to have at least a good 4 or 5, like a good little group that you can really rely on. So I hope that she gains more, especially in this experience, and she gains more clarity and more guidance on how to move forward better, because it's not going to be sustainable. Like, it's going to drain you of your whole energy if you're walking around being such a firecracker. That's just my opinion. So of course they all end on good terms, they hug it out and everything's all good. So we have Iris and Jeremiah talk. Iris friend zones Jeremiah, of course, because you can't, after Huda, so graciously informed everyone that Jeremiah wasn't feeling her from the beginning. I don't think there was much to come back from that. So I feel like, especially with TJ showing her, good energy, I think she's ready to move on. And Jeremiah was over the moon to be like, oh yeah, we're good. I'm more than okay with just being friends with Iris. It's like, dang, okay, you don't have to be so energetic about it. We know Adrena is your type, so just calm down. So they tell each other that they kiss the bombshells. They agree to keep this secret between them. He wants to focus on Adrena, of course, and become friends and best friends first, because he doesn't want to make the same mistake that he made with Huda, which is great and awesome because we do not need a round 2. And then we have Amaya and Alondria talk. Every time Amaya feels that every time she calls Austin babe, he starts making faces, and she's getting really annoyed about the guys making her feel crazy in here. She just she wears her heart on her sleeve and she just wants to love. I feel like she just wants to give out that love so much that if someone gives her an inch, she's going to take a mile and just really give all that love out. And I just feel like she needs to be more reserved with it, because it can be hard. Like, it is exciting getting to know someone new and really wanting to just express how much you feel about them, but also it's like you can't show all your cards at first, especially on this show, because they want to explore. They don't want to feel married most of the time. And then we have Alondria, who says, you know what? I know that you wear your heart on your sleeve, but you should take a step back and see how he moves, which would be a great advice, because you are going to see if actually Austin really likes you or not, if you just back up and he notices, or back up and you start to get to know other people and he starts to get pissed. Now, if he does the complaining thing like he did with Chelly, it's not going to work, boo-boo. It's not going to work, because I'm not going to hear you complain my ear off about exploring connections and that's all you wanted to do. Remember when I was all over you? You didn't like that. Like, no, I need you to step it up and say how much you care about me as well. So then they agree on that. She feels like, like I said, she feels like everybody's going crazy. Alondria tells her you're not. Men don't know what they want, which is true. I feel like, but actually, I don't think it's true, because they know what they want. They want to play. Like, all these guys want to play, and they're not serious about, being locked down with one woman, or even being like exclusive, not even dating, not even girlfriend. They don't even want to be exclusive. Like, we're halfway through this thing. When are y'all gonna know that and be ready to stop exploring? So, they end on that. And then, also I want to mention that, Amaya says that she's not going to change, which is great because I don't think you should change for anyone. Now, I think she should tone it down a bit. Like maybe she should change that. But if that's you to your core, like you're just a lover person, someone is going to come around and love you for you. So I definitely don't want her to change too much, because once you change so much, you're changing for another person. You're not changing for yourself. And then we have Nick and Sierra talk. Nick. You knew what line you were crossing when you were having relations with that girl. If you have X amount of bodies, I forgot how many, but you definitely have more than 10. So if you have more than that, I feel like you know how girls move. I'm not saying that it's a general thing, but just even a people thing, not even girls, like it's a people thing. Once you cross that boundary, things change. There's different boundaries. There's different ways you need to move. And that was your fault on that part, because how are you going to do that to that girl and then try to still, do too much in the challenge the next day, grabbing on butts, licking on people? You have got to be insane. You are her man now. That's why I told you, Sierra. Don't do it, because it's bad luck. Every person who has smashed in that villa, it is bad luck. I don't know how many times I'm going to tell y'all that. And then, so let's just start off with the conversation. So Nick says that he does have strong feelings for Sierra. Of course, last night was an example with his 25 seconds. And then we have Sierra says she has feelings as well. And then she doesn't want to hide her feelings. Nick feels the challenge is supposed to be fun. And, that's why he was so into it. But of course, she has a problem with it, because any woman would. Any person would. Because could you imagine her doing all that for a man? Heck no. Nick would be feeling the type of way. And let's not get into, you don't want to be, it's supposed to be fun. It's supposed to be fun. Why can't I have my tea in the morning? Let's talk about that. Why can't I have my tea in the morning? If you want to be so exploring and not exclusive, stop touching my dang tea. Anyways, back to the conversation. So we have during Sierra opens up and says during her chat with others, she tries not to ask Nick about how it goes with him, but she makes sure that she says that she has something strong with Nick. Even though she is open, she has something strong with Nick. He doesn't respond. He kind of turns the topic to something else, but I'm like, no, this is the moment where you open up and say, yes, I do this as well. And then Nick says he knows it's weird to explore, but she has that freedom. So do you feel Sierra or not? Because in Casa, I want you to be crawling on the ground. I want you to be worried, because you told her to explore so bad that the producer was like, it's time. Let's bring in someone just her type and be ready to run off into the sunset. Now, the Casa boys, is anyone worth leaving Nick for? I don't know. I hope so. I hope that they really test their connection, because I don't want it to be no fake, like, I'm bringing someone back. And then what they always do is bring someone back and then not even pay no attention to them, because they just want to make their partner jealous. I think that's unfair to the bombshell. Of course, they're just happy to be in there, but I feel some type of way about that. But it also goes the other way, where they're just sweet talking the Islander, and then when they come back, they're like, I don't feel that same way. So, they both could be playing each other. So then she says, honestly, she doesn't want the freedom, which of course she doesn't, because she wants to be with you. This was a time for you to follow up, Nick, with, you know what? I don't want to be with anyone either. Let's at least be exclusive from now on. Let's be closed off. But no, of course, Nicolas wants to still explore Adrina and still wants to entertain that, because he thinks he have a chance. But, you know what? Let me not get ahead. Let me not get into my feelings. Let me go back to the conversation where we're at now. So we have, he says that he's still not closed off. Of course, Sierra is pissed about that. And she feels that her feelings may be stronger than his. So that's a worry on her mind. Chili and Ace talk, and he says that he's been waiting for this chance to talk to her all day. It still feels like game to me. I'm sorry. I'm not feeling this as genuine. I feel like he is playing my girl. But, Chelly is, asking him, are you sweet talking me? And I think he says no, like this is how I genuinely feel, but I still don't believe it. And then he feels that he can be open and cares about her. Now, he says he's happy, so I think he'll prove it to me once I see him in Casa. I think I need to see him in Casa to truly believe him, and Taylor. I need to see them both in Casa to see if their connections are really real, or they just talking it up, trying to wait it out till something better happens. So, and then on that note too, I need Taylor to have a real connection test, because every bombshell that's gone in here doesn't want Taylor. I need someone specifically for Taylor and see how he holds down Alondra. I need that now, because I already see Alondra potentially being on the chopping block because Taylor is going to play in her face. Write that down, y'all. Write that down because I know I'm going to be right about that. So, let's see. Okay. And then we have Huda. She tries to console Ciara in the dressing room or the makeup room while she's getting ready for bed. She doesn't want to talk about it, so she kind of ignores her, or at least the cameras make it edit that way. And then we have Austin, who is still complaining about Amaya. Austin, if you only knew that Amaya is your only saving grace in here, that is your only connection, and you want to complain? Are you serious? You don't even know if you're going to get tomorrow. You better be lucky she even showed interest in you, because she could have easily locked that door on you last recoupling. So let's lock in. And then we have Nick, who tries to, cuddle up with Ciara, try to show her some affection. She is not feeling him, which is period. Clock it. Clock that, Nick. Okay. You think you got lucky last time? You try to do it again? No, get to bed. I think you need some rest and some time to think about what you're going to say to me tomorrow. And then they all go to bed. And then again, like I said earlier, Nick takes Ciara's tea. I think she should have took it back. She should have stuck it to him and be like, no, I'm thirsty. I want 2 teas. Thank you very much. And then Alondra and Huda talk. Huda says that TJ is really nice and the chat was well. It's hard because she's used to the reassurance Jeremiah used to do, but that's not normal, so I definitely feel her. I want the reassurance too. I want to be able to talk to you and you feel me, and I want that reassurance back. I don't want to see you date other people, because in the real world you're not going to see that. I want to feel like you're all about me, and I would definitely feel the same way. But guess what? That's why I'm not on the show. So, hey, I feel bad for Huda. I keep trying to spoil it for y'all. I'm trying to be patient. So, Huda, okay. And then Ace and Nick talk. Of course, Nick is complaining about Ciara and okay. Let me not put dubs on it. Not complaining. He's just expressing his uneasiness with their conversation. It's just you're gonna, Nick. Okay, let me start over actually. Nick says that Ciara gave him the cold shoulder last night, of course, because she had an attitude. And then Shelly and Ciara are talking at the same time, and she explains why. She's like, if you're fine with saying you're good with being in another couple, then she's definitely in a different head spot than you, because you're not gonna bang me and then want to couple up with someone else, and you would be fine if I was in another couple. No, Nick, wrong move, wrong road, and wrong move. And then Ace tells Nick again, I thought we already had this conversation. Ace is telling him there are different rules now, and you got to see that. You have to understand that having relations with someone is a big deal. And you can't move the same way. It's just reality that you chose. You can't just baby and whine now. It's too late. Be a man, or no, sorry, I don't want to say be a man. That's not what I meant. I meant just own up to what you did and just be connected to her. I just don't understand why you need more and more and more openness. Every bombshell that has come in has been interested in you, and you constantly pick Ciara. What more do you need? Especially after Adrena. Do you want any more of a bombshell? That's the biggest bombshell you can have. Just go ahead. That night you picked Ciara. So why don't you just stick with her? I will never understand that. So he says Nick thinks it may be problematic that she's still mad from last night's issue, but he understands that relations change things, so he better start acting like it. That chat really opened up Ciara's eyes and how Nick feels, and Shelly encourages her hey, you need to start moving different and really be open and spending more time with other people, because he is not in the same headspace as you. TJ and Ciara talk. TJ and Iris talk. His favorite part was kissing her from the challenge. He likes Legos, and it's just getting to know each other. TJ says Iris is his top choice right now, so that's good for Iris. Hannah is getting ready in the makeup room and says that she still misses Charlie, which is so sad. And by the end, I feel if she would have just held out a little bit longer and not crossed the finish line with Pepe, she could have got back with Charlie. But I'm gonna just say that. And then Hannah and Pepe talk. He asks if the girls talked about what they are gonna do after, and he says. And then she says, I want to go to, I think, Nashville for her birthday. And then he's like, well, what if I don't like you anymore once I get out of here? I said, what? Well, maybe that was a joke, but there was no laughter. I don't know if that was sarcastic. I'm like, are you just playing the game too? Come on, Pepe, we got enough of that. I need you to lock in with my girl Hannah. She deserves love. And oh, it's so sad to see. Why do guys start acting up when they get relations? I just don't understand. Why are they acting up right now? And then so he says, well, she responds to him and says she's gonna force him, of course, probably joking. And then we have Alondria, who plans a little date on the dock for Taylor. They're still getting to know each other, getting to know each other's background. I'm still kind of not feeling this. Like, even the kiss, like, he, like, did those, mwah, like, oh, like, kind of like maybe with your kids, like, you just do that, like, dramatic, like, animated kiss, like, mwah, and, like, left his mouth open, like, I don't know. It's not giving lover. It's giving, I'll give you pecks and whatever you need, but not more reassurance than that, boo-boo. I don't see it for you. I know, like, Casa's coming, so let's just write it out until I find my better. And I feel so bad for Alondria. I hope she wakes up, and I hope she really takes advantage of this opportunity, because I know, like, she may be old-fashioned and be like, oh, no, I'm going to stay loyal to my man, but don't waste it, babe. Don't waste it. So after the date, we have Huda and TJ talk. He is transparent with her and saying, hey, I'm not really feeling this connection, which is understandable because he saw the crash out. It's going to be so hard to find someone that's going to give Huda the time of day, because even if they forgive her for the crash out, she has a kid, and that's just, I understand that it's just a sad thing. I don't think there's many people on Love Island that's gonna take advantage of that, or like not take advantage, get with her even through that. I just don't see it. But I think the Casa people are gonna set it up so she has a connection. I think someone is gonna be just for her, but I think they're gonna say all the sweet words and then dump her once they get to the island. That's just my opinion. And then we have he doesn't want to lead her on, which is good because, don't want to waste her time. She asked, she asked, why doesn't he feel the connection? And he's like, he doesn't really have an answer. He just has a feeling. And then she's like, oh, it's okay, because I'm used to guys being obsessed with me, and she's not mad, and she's not the type of person to say F you, da 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 da. And I'm like, Huda, don't you start that lying. Don't you start that line, because we all seen the crash out. So, let's keep it a buck. And then we have Jeremiah and Adrina talk. They're flirting, getting to know each other. They're really cute together. So I'm happy for them. He says he once again wants to build a good friend connection first. But you can tell that Jeremiah is head over heels for Adrina. That is his dream girl. She feels like that's her dream man. I think that could be such a bomb connection. So then we move on. Ace again feels, then we cut over to these hating, I'm trying not to cuss on here. Then we go to the group just not staring, but like they're looking over at Jeremiah and Adrina and just hating. Their hating is just oozing out of their pores. It's just insane how much they are hating right now. I am sick and tired of this hating storyline. Ace, worry about yourself. You know why Adrina didn't want to be with you? It's because your height. I'm sorry. I do not see her with a short king energy, which is fine. I'm not saying nothing about that. I know that short guys specifically have a hard time dating. I'm not saying that, but that doesn't mean you get to weaponize your hating. That's just it. I am tired. Move on. Stop worrying. And Nick too. And Nick and Taylor are followers too. They want to be all like, oh, you see, he's locking in again. He's doing the same thing he did with Huda. I'm gonna lock in and friend zone everybody else. Mind you, we already know before Adrina even walked in that Iris is not his type. He has no other connection, so he's waiting on the next one. Adrina is the only new one coming out of the villa. So what else do you want him to do? I can go on for 10 minutes, but I'm gonna stop it right here. So then the Islanders gather around the fire pit because they get a text. Huda is expecting that it's her time to go. Oh, before I move on, last thing about the guys and Jeremiah. Jeremiah starts kissing Adrina, and you could just see the hate. Just the Ace head. If you could see him in a cartoon, the fire would have spurred out his ears and his head, like kind of like that what's that show, Inside Out. That anger, that's Ace right there. Once he saw Adrina kiss, he was pissed because Adrina wouldn't kiss him. I already know Adrina is not, they're all hating because Adrina has Jeremiah as their number one, and Taylor's just a follower. Taylor and Nick are just followers. So anyways, so we go back to the fire pit. Huda is expecting it to be her time. Honestly, I thought so too. Surprisingly, Iris, Hannah, and Amaya are the ones that with the lowest votes. I thought Huda would be in it. Jeremiah, Pepe, and Austin are in the bottom. Honestly, I thought Taylor would be in there. I really wanted Taylor to be in there because I need Alondria to be set free, set free from the Taylor restraints, especially before Casa. And then the Islanders had to pick who's going home once again. And doesn't it feel like the Islanders get to pick a lot? I feel like it's always been like a good mix between America, Islanders, and like the recouplings. I feel like they haven't had a formal recoupling in a minute. But anyways, so we have the Islanders pick who's going home. They made, and then another thing that pissed me off, it was like they made them do like a long drawn out speech before they said it. Like we don't need this episode to be 30-40 extra minutes because y'all want to make a speech. Just tell me the name so you can sit down. That I need to have a private meeting with the producers because I need this to get going. And then, so finally, once I sped through them just talking about nonsense, we have the girls who picked, drum roll please, Hannah. Unfortunately, because Amaya deserved to go home. I love my girl. I understand she's been through a lot. Everybody likes her, or a lot of people like her, but she should have gone home. She has no connections and nobody's feeling her. It's time to go. But I guess it was just a weird move to me. Hannah, of course, cries. Her crying, it's similar to like a little bit less than Charlie. She is bursting. Like anytime she cries, I feel like the world is ending. It's just so sad to see. Like I almost teared up from her crying so dang hard. And then we have Hannah say, this is stupid. And it is. Honestly, it is. And then we have the guys pick Jeremiah. Of course, here we go. You just got done hating and your hating dreams came true, Ace. Your hater dreams came true and Jeremiah's finally out of here. But guess what? The girls still won't like you because of your height. No one will. I'm sorry. The bombshells ain't feeling you because they want someone else. That's just it. I'm not saying it's purely your height, but maybe they ain't feeling your personality. Maybe they feel like you're too much of an explorer. Like they're still not going to like you. Jeremiah leaving has nothing to do with the bombshells liking you. Period. That's it. I just think it was a hater move. It should have been Austin. Honestly, he's in the similar boat with Amaya. Nobody's feeling him. They have no connections other than each other, and they're not feeling each other, so they should have gone. He says his reasoning was because Jeremiah wasn't going to explore anyone else. He was just going to lock it on Adrena, but you don't know that. He was actually, kissing everybody, like, in the challenge. Like, he was actually starting to open up to people and starting having chats and picked Iris over Huda. Like, he was making strides to be better. And you wanted to believe in Huda last week, or I know, honestly, probably you did it just to have Jalen out of the villa. But honestly, I think he would have still explored because he only knows Adrena for like 1 or 2 days. So I think he would have locked in, of course, with Adrena when he came back, but he would have took this opportunity to explore his other connections. But anyways, Jeremiah took it a lot better than I thought he would. Honestly, I would have spazzed out. That would have been my last straw with Ace because you've been plotting on me and Huda since day one, and you're the one who gets me out of here. No, I'm not leaving. I would have had to sit on business like, no, I'm not leaving because you're a hater, and give me a better explanation because I'm not leaving for that. No, I'm not leaving for that. And don't try to, and then Nick wants to pull him aside later on and be like, it was nothing personal. We're still boys. Please get out my face, Nick. Please get out my face. Jeremiah is so nice because I would have had to spaz out on them. You would have been fake to me this whole time, talking behind my back, talking, with me, with your little ringleader Ace. Like, you and your follower clique can go. And then, the guys all dab him up, and when they, of course they find out who gets sent home, they all go up to Jeremiah and Hannah, console them, and the guys zap up Jeremiah. First of all, I wouldn't have done that either. All the girls are in the makeup room and everyone is saying sorry. Hannah doesn't know how to respond because they're the ones who sent her home, so it's just like, it's awkward. And finally, Hannah handled it exactly how I would have handled it. It's just like, I don't know what else to say to y'all. Like, don't try to say you miss me now. You're the one who told me off, so don't miss me. It's just period. And then Alondria is the one who actually says, I'm going to miss you. And I kind of would have, I don't know. I feel like I would have shut that down. Like, nah, like, I'm good. Thank you. Then it's time for Jeremiah to pack up, and we go to the boys, or to the bedroom where the boys are packing up, or Jeremiah's packing up. Nick pulls him to the side. Like I said earlier, it said it was nothing personal. I think Jeremiah ain't falling for the BS. I think he, like he said later, he feels betrayed. And it's just, it is what it is right now. I feel like he's trying to hold his emotions in. I feel like that was the best move, honestly. Then he goes over to Ace and the rest of the group. Ace tells him it was nothing personal. He's like, oh, no, for real. Like, he could tell that Jeremiah's kind of peeping what he's trying to do, like just being a hater. He's like, nah, for real, like, it's nothing personal. And I already know, like, Jeremiah's seeing through it, which is great because he's a hater and he should know it. Jeremiah says it is what it is. It's all good. Huda pulls Jeremiah for a chat. You can visibly tell he's like, bruh, I can't get rid of this girl. When am I gonna just have my own storyline? But he gives her the time of day, which, you know, just kept it cordial. Huda wants to apologize that she was mean to him, but she still cares. She didn't imagine it being this way. She thought she would end the whole show with him. Jeremiah says that Mr. Wright is going to walk through that door at any minute. She smiles. She says in a confessional, like, she doesn't want him to go. Gives him a kiss on cheek, and then he gives her a kiss on the forehead. I think she probably had hoped that they would get back together. It was so sad. I wish they would have just started off right. They could have been really made it to the end. I think they could have just really been cute, but that temper, mama, that temper gonna always get you in the end. Then we have Hannah and Pepe talk. She's still visibly upset. Hannah doesn't want to leave Pepe. He says he doesn't want her to leave either. He's gonna find her when she gets out of here, which I'm very interested if he still does, if he finds someone in Casa, because I don't know, it just felt, I watched a couple TikToks, and the other TikTokers that I'm watching is kind of getting the vibe that he was like kind of dropping hints like he's just here to have the show and get the notoriety, because like, why would you say, what if I don't like you in the end, and didn't laugh, and like, it didn't feel like a joke. Like, I don't know, maybe it wasn't a joke. I hope it was. And then he feels the wrong person went home. And honestly, Hannah, if you still feel missing Charlie, I feel like you kind of like him more. And then also, if you would have just held it in, like, I'm not shaming anyone. I just feel like if she would have just held out on the relations just a little bit, she could have went to go find Charlie and had her happier ever after. But I don't know. Men are sometimes up and down about that whole like relations thing. Like, will Charlie care? Will he not? I don't know. But hopefully he gives her a chance still. And then we have Jeremiah and Adrena talk, which was so sad. She was feeling him. I feel like they could have made it to the end. Jeremiah almost had a free ticket to the end. I hope he comes back, honestly, because Adrena I feel like they could have been a cool couple, but unfortunately we had a hater Ace just getting the wrench of that, and still ain't gonna get Adrena. Mark my words, Adrena ain't gonna go to Ace, please. It'll be Nick before Ace. And what are you gonna do now? Get Nick out of here, please. And then Jeremiah says he's gonna miss her. He kisses that lady like he is in love. Like, I really hope that Adrena just goes back to him after the villa. I'm sorry, at this point, like, Adrena has to be with Jeremiah. And now Jeremiah and Hannah are out of here. Ah, tear. As she's walking out, we get a confessional of her saying she feels like she can't catch a break. Every time she gets something good, it gets taken away, which I understand. Jeremiah says he feels like he has been betrayed. Nothing he could have ever done would have been good enough. I definitely feel that way as well. Like, if there's nothing that he could have done to make Ace like him again, and then persuade the group to like him again. So I think that's true. He doesn't regret anything he did, because, it is what it is. I mean, you only were in there for a couple weeks, so I mean, regret, like, I don't think you need to regret anything personally. Then we have tomorrow night. It shows that we have Casa boys and girls coming, and they actually show their faces and everything. I think I'm going to save judgment on if they look good, if they're attractive, if they set the bar or whatever, until I actually see them on my screen, because it's only like a flash. So I want to see them like walking around. I want to see some close-ups, some zoom outs. I don't want to speak too soon, but let's just say the Casa boys are on par like for the rest of the season, because I'm not fainting when I see anyone. Let's just say that. But for the girls as well, I mean, I wasn't too impressed with the girls as well. There is 2 black girls that were really nice, or seemed really nice, and I'm pretty sure they're both black. But anyways, I think they looked pretty nice, but we'll have to see tomorrow. I'm excited to see. Let's just see. Let's pray and hope the girls are acting right and acting single. All right, y'all. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment on my video. Have a blessed day, and see y'all tomorrow.